me. Refund. Yeah.
So what did you want to talk about today? Star Trek?
If you want to listen about Star Trek, you gotta listen to me right now.
Someone called this podcast and told my wife some things about Star Trek.
It's not okay.
Talk for me real quick. I just want to check this.
These are the UHF stickers that I
I need
obtained.
one of those on my computer.
I got 3 of each. Actually, I got a ton of one. Jesus.
I got slimed.
I got UHF. Oh, also.
Yes. Nice.
I got a Spatula City one too. I'm waiting.
I've never thought about UHF merch for some reason, but yeah,
I know.
Spatula City shirt I feel like would be one of my prized possessions.
It was on TeePublic, and then I went. Oh, TeePublic was the one that got the stickers on too, but Etsy has a lot of. If you want like underground pop culture shit, Etsy has a lot of unique stuff.
Yeah.
You can purchase.
Okay, let me send this fucking link to this fucks.
Can I get?
Quit. Everyone shut up.
Wow. We're cranking it to 11 there. I was not ready for that. Whoa.
Sorry.
No, I think for whatever reason I had it cranked up from last episode. Good day, Galaxy. Back at it. I am Mopar.
I'm Commander Cody. I'm trying to wake up. I'm a little tired. Sorry.
Yeah. You're going to get jazzed here pretty quick because we had a relaunch of 2 major, all of it.
We got lots of content in the works, is what you're trying to say.
Let me tell you something.
It's a good time to be a nerd.
It is.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I turned the intro music up so loud. I'm just trying to wake myself up. But no, I'll be good. We'll get into it. I'll get juiced real quick. It's just been a long day. So, what are you alluding to? Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones. I'm all caught up on Game of Thrones. I watched the first episode of Lord of the Rings yesterday.
Nice. I did the same. I did not watch the second episode yet.
Neither did I.
I might need to rewatch the first one, to be honest with you.
Dude.
There's a lot
So
in there,
much content. So much content.
I'm so what's the word? I'm so
unpracticed,
unknowledgeable about the Tolkien universe outside of like just The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. I'm pretty good with everything else. I have no idea.
I mean, I am too, probably to more of an extreme, but they pumped a lot of content in there. First of all, what a glorious first episode. They touched on many different emotions. They touched upon many different species. And it just got fucking going. And it wasn't like it was like a historical...
What? Speak it. Say it.
I guess like just to create the setting of what this is going to be. The first episode could have been like, well, this is the story of blah, blah, blah. And they explain everything and you kind of walk through it. But it just kind of like threw you in and there was question marks all over the place. And you're like, wait. Who's this? What are they doing? Where does she go? What is she actually doing? Is she hunting him down? Who are these hobbitses? Or how are they? What are the people with the things? And then you're like, but it's nice that it does. It felt very Game of Thrones the show doesn't give a fuck about you. It's just like, no, this is what's happening.
It's a steep ramp. It's just like,
yeah,
here you go. You're in the
just
world.
hold on. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe I feel like I'm taking to House of the Dragon more than Lord of the Rings because I know so much about the Westeros universe compared to the Tolkien universe. So maybe I just feel more comfortable. But I don't know. Maybe I need to rewatch that first episode of Lord of the Rings. I liked it. I wasn't blown away. Maybe my hype was too high. Like I was looking forward to it too much. So the first episode was just like,
dude, you need to get higher or something.
Maybe I just wasn't. I don't know,
The first episode blew me away. It
didn't blow me away. I thought it was good. It didn't blow me away though.
It was visually astounding.
That is true. Yeah, I will not shit on that.
And the score was on fucking point. Yeah, I just felt like it was a great. I'm surprised because I thought it was a great setting up. They touched upon the hobbits. They touched upon the elves. They touched upon the I almost called them goblins. Are they goblins? Orcs. Thank you.
There are also
and they
goblins, yeah.
and they touched upon the humans. Like I felt like they did everything they needed to, but it didn't feel forced. And obviously, they focused on the elves, which are probably the most unique species out of most of that stuff. I mean, the fact that they live hundreds of what is it? Several hundreds, like
Thousands
thousands
maybe.
of years. See,
think
that
so.
dude, that's fucking badass.
It is pretty cool. Maybe I just had a fucking weird day when I watched it last Friday.
Yeah, because I thought
Maybe my
I
brain
didn't.
was shut off.
I didn't know what to expect, which was nice because walking
Same.
in, first of all, the length of it, over an hour long. I was like, oh, let's fucking rock and roll. And then when I looked at the second episode being even fucking longer,
Ooh, I actually didn't notice
the
that.
first episode was 66 minutes, and I think the second one was 68 or something along those lines.
Let's take a quick peek here, because I'm curious about that. What the fuck is this freeze frame on the front thing? Let's see. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, 2022 episodes. Doesn't say the fucking length. Thanks.
Yeah, you'd have to probably go to Prime to check it out.
I did just want to see. Let's just
Can't
do
you
this.
just
Rings
Google-
of Power
yeah.
episode length. So many blogs about this. I don't like this.
No,
This is not
dude,
what I
I'm telling
want.
you, the first one was about 60 minutes. The second one I think was 68 or 60. Yeah, about 68 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm
No,
just
they over an
curious.
hour. They were an hour or longer, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Which is good. I mean, that's been our. I guess one of the things I love about Thrones and
Hour 5 and an hour 7.
Yeah,
Says
there
right
you
there.
go. Good call.
'Cause
it's
normally-
something that's
'cause
been
Star
bugging me
Wars-
about Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, Star Wars has done that where, like, well, even Clone Wars, the first of the first of what was it?
Season 7.
Season 7, yeah. It was an hour and like 20 minutes, and then everything else
Mm-hmm.
was like 28 minutes. You're like, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, it becomes less of a series if every episode's an hour and a half long.
Yeah, but Game of Thrones doesn't give a fuck. Clearly, Lord of the Rings doesn't give a fuck. They're just pumping out good content.
No, they don't care.
Hint,
I don't
hint.
think they care. You know how much goddamn money they paid for this thing? It's insane. It's like one of the most expensive shows ever, and they not including like the rights to get all of the Tolkien stuff.
Yeah.
So they're not wasting any fucking time.
I was
Well, I'm glad you dug it, man.
yeah, I was along for the ride. I will I guess unfortunately I think Star Wars has shaken my confidence in new series. And I'm hoping that Andor corrects it. And Obi-Wan corrected it for the most part, but it's the overhype and under delivery is like fuck.
Yeah.
It's left a poor taste in my mouth. So I just didn't really, because I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings fan. You guys know that, and it's
That's
like,
why I didn't know if you were gonna catch it like right away or if you were gonna wait.
I was entertained. I was entertained the whole time, and I had some questions about it, but it's okay. I don't need answers. That's the nice thing. Disney, listen, I don't need. Even though if I'm curious, I don't need to know everything and how everything works.
Or
Just-
you might get them by the time the series wraps.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Or
in a
the
very
first season
Stephen
wraps or
King way. Like, just you're thrown in, just come along for the ride, and we'll describe things along the way.
Yeah.
You'll
that's
find out.
I think I don't know exactly what term or phrase I want to put to it, but Game of Thrones definitely does that, and I think the fact that they have so many different houses and characters and regions, it makes more sense to me. Maybe I guess the Middle Earth. I'm so focused on the area where Lord of the Rings takes place. The elves are from a different continent, so when they were cut into the map, I guess I just don't know that as much. I don't know that whole area where they're coming from. So the whole
Isn't that more interesting to you, though?
it is, but it was tripping me up because I was just like that's why I said I got to go back and watch it because I need to I need to follow
You're
it a
shitting
little
on your
closer.
own higher ideals. You're like, this is exactly what I want.
I have
And then
no
they give it to you,
ideals.
and you're like, well, look, the map should be smaller. I'm not familiar with the rest of the map.
Didn't say it should be smaller. I said I'm not familiar with it.
Well, that's the nice thing. You don't have to be familiar with it.
Yeah, that's totally fine. What I guess I was going for was, I think the structure of like the family lineages and the houses and everything in Game of Thrones, I think makes it easier for my brain to wrap my head around like what's going on. Makes it easier for me to follow, even though there is so much going on.
I was kind of confused at like is it a pilgrimage for the elves to go to Middle Earth? What was the reasoning for them to flee their homeland?
Someone attacked. That's what I got out of that little prelude, and it wasn't. And that felt,
or was
like
it
it was out of nowhere?
Was it there that like tree of life that was being rotted all of a sudden? So like, oh, we should sail across everything and kill it.
Yeah, I think Homeboy's name is Morgoth, and Morgoth is so it's like one of like the gods in the Tolkien universe. He's the main antagonist of these old books, blah blah blah. And so he attacks the elves' empire, whatever you want to call it. But they didn't necessarily say why. They were just like, and then one day Morgoth attacked. I was like, okay. And then I don't remember how Sauron comes into the mix. I think he's one of Homeboy's like lieutenants or something.
So what is Sauron? Because in my head, I always thought Sauron was a human, was a man.
It says his former lieutenant, Sauron. So Sauron is Morgoth's lieutenant.
But he's not human?
Let's find out. I'm on the Tolkien Wikipedia, goddamn. Maya. Okay, what's Maya? Spirits which ascended to Arda to help the Valar shape the world. See, this is where it gets like, I don't know what you said there.
I don't know. Those are words, right?
Maiar were Ainur, technically. See...
Yeah,
I've
we're going down a hole
off
here.
The deep end. That's what I mean. I just.
But
need
it's the nice thing is,
clear
look,
it up
there's
with
a
myself.
bad guy and he attacked the elves. Whether it's over jealousy, power, or that's what I've always felt like. Lord of the Rings was very simple. Like there's just bad guys attacking. You don't have to. You never have to worry about why. They're just a power. That's the word that they throw around.
Yeah, and it's clear who's the bad guy and who's not.
Right.
That's for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And Star Wars kind of does that too. It's like, okay, the big guy in the death suit, he's the bad guy.
Yes.
Like, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess maybe Lord of the Rings is better just on the surface. Once you start digging in, you're like, okay, this is the evil god's second cousin and his lieutenant he used to work with over at PetSmart. He does not like humans, so...
Yeah, I don't know what it is, and I don't mean to pit Thrones and Tolkien against each other.
You have to. They're launching over each other.
That's kind of true.
And they're very similar in setting. I know one's very more mystical, but Game of Thrones has a lot of that sprinkled in. It's not leaning on the magic and mysticism or whatever.
I think because they go so heavy in the politics and in the family drama in Lord of the Rings, or in Thrones.
Yeah. Glues everything together.
Yeah, I think so. Where that stuff exists in like the background of Tolkien stuff, at least from what I've read in Lord of the Rings, but it is definitely focused on like the individual group of characters that you're dealing with.
It feels very tribal. Lord of the Rings feels tribal, like, and each species has their own tribes, and they kind of clash. It's almost in a Mass Effect way, where humans are new to the galaxy and they don't know their place yet. This is just on a Middle Earth scale, where humans, hobbits, orcs, they're all kind of struggling against each other. Whose land is this? Who,
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. That they're like a bunch of different species that are coexisting. Where in Game of Thrones, it's for the most part it's all humans, but they're all a bunch of different houses.
Yeah,
or like regions or whatever. Okay, yeah, that's a good way to say it. So
that's how I've always felt.
Words and these different classes and races and these people descended from the heavens and like.
But you don't need to know any of that. That's the nice thing about Lord of the Rings. Now in Game of Thrones, you do need to know most of that. Like who came from who, who's banging who's interested in who's marrying who, and where do they all fit together
in Lord of the Rings though?
Well, the one elf's banging the fair maiden by the well.
Yeah. That's like straight from the Bible, isn't it? I'm serious.
The elf who banged the well maiden?
There's a well... What do you call it? Someone
Thou
that runs the
hath
well.
water spout bangeth. Corinthians
swear,
chapter
it's like
4.
A Jesus story. Someone's getting water and they try to get banged.
They had to put out the burning bush, and then they ended up just dicking down, you know?
Anyways.
I don't know either. Yeah, I feel the... It's almost like you said, the lack of politics in Lord of the Rings is almost weird. Because there's just all of a sudden war, and everybody's fighting hand in hand, and then after the immediate threat is gone, they're all just kind of going back to their own places, and you're like, well... You could clearly see the elves have like a certain level of disdain or distrust towards man.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, and then hobbits are just scared of everything. But that's yeah. I just you're kind of right. I'm kind of walking through your mindset. You're kind of right where it's the lack of politics is kind of weird.
Yeah.
And we do see a little bit of the politics in the original films, when all of the species are forced to come together and like have a round table and be like, well, we should do this and this and this.
Right.
But right now it's just kind of like
present, yeah.
And we just had 60 minutes of it. We'll probably get another 10 hours. How many episodes is this supposed to be?
I do not know, man. I do not know.
Enough. That's what it's going to be. Is enough episodes.
And it's not just going to be one season, I'm pretty sure. It's going to continue on for a while. My understanding, at least from the title and the background, is that at some point in this, Sauron is going to create the rings that we all hear about in the intro to Lord of the Rings, the movies.
Do you know?
That's what I believe.
So the clear focus was that insignia that was left, or whatever that symbol was.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I zoned out. Is there an explanation to that? She's just trying to destroy symbols. That main elf that was going for a long swim.
I believe it's Morgoth's symbol, I think.
Morgoth's symbol, okay.
Or maybe she doesn't know and she's trying to figure out what it is. But that's what I gathered from that.
Yeah, there was
People
kind of
think he's gone, but she
Yeah.
sees this symbol popping up and he's like, he motherfucker's still here, dude.
Well, and as soon as she leaves, everything kind of goes to shit, and you're like, oh, episode 2, what is it?
Well, same thing happened with Sauron too. You know, I mean, people thought he was gone, just like fucking Voldemort. Same thing.
Yeah.
People thought he's gone. It's all taken care of, and then rumblings,
Anakin.
and then all of a sudden he's back.
Anakin's gone.
Right.
Oh, wait.
Exactly. He hates sand. Somehow Anakin returned. Anyways, no, like I thought it was great, and the graphics were amazing. Soundtrack was good. I just wasn't like, I don't know. I was expecting to be jaw dropped, but I'm just gonna revisit it, rewatch
That's
one.
so
then watch
crazy to
episode
me,
2.
because they even had badass... Dude, when that Frost Troll came out, and she went fucking
That was
Batman,
fucking sweet. Yep.
Batman Ninja on that fucker.
That was
Everybody
sweet.
else was running for their lives, and she's like, Jesus, do I have to do everything by myself?
Yep.
Blop, blop, blop. And I was like, this chick is
old Galadriel.
pissed.
Yeah. I dig it.
You
I dig it. It's just
better
gonna take some
rewatch
time,
it.
man. It's just gonna take some time.
I think maybe because it is a different feel. I know we just described that, but Game of Thrones has a
Yeah.
very specific political.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I'll get
What did
there.
you? What,
Don't
so
worry.
what? Let's focus. Do you want to keep going with the Lord of the Rings real quick, or?
No, I mean, I don't want to say too much about it because I don't want it to seem like I'm picking it to pieces.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm just gonna leave it there for right now.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it was a great first episode.
I'm
I
surprised at myself, like I said.
I thought the setting and everything, the setting up.
Mhm.
You know, we've got our new Bagginses per se with the younger Hobbit girl. She's clearly the Hobbits
Sorry, man.
is.
Yeah, that was weird to me. I didn't quite understand. Like hobbits looks like they're just like they don't even have like a civilization yet, quite yet. Like they're just kind of
They're nomads.
like yeah, like they're new in their evolution, I guess.
Well, this also might be a separate sect of, like, there's not one sect of hobbits. Like, there's many different villages, and theirs is kind of a more of a hidden village, whereas Bilbo just lived on a fucking hill in a field.
Well, they had a whole culture in the city, and they're all farming and everything. This one, yeah, it looks like they're in hiding almost.
They're gatherers. Yeah, they're just doing berries and eating bugs right now. So.
And this is, I think, 1,000 years before.
Oh, that's a long time, man.
So
think of how far humans have come in 1,000 years.
Yeah. I think the scale of time has always confused me with it because it's like elves live 1,000 years and they've been around basically forever. They live more than 1,000 years, actually. Some of them are like basically gods, like they'll never die. Then you have dudes, and then you have the orcs, the goblins, you have the ents, you have the hobbits. It's just, I don't know. It's a lot.
Trolls.
Trying to wrap my head around it.
Clearly have trolls.
Definitely got trolls.
The trolls in Lord of the Rings are much more terrifying than Harry Potter, bumbling around a shitter.
Yeah, and you fucking stick a wand up his nose, and he goes down hard.
He goes down hard.
I mean, whatever. They're 11 years old. It's fine. What do you make of the very end of the first episode? I guess that's the last thing we'll talk about.
I was like, is this fucking Edgar, Men in Black? Like, I saw the crater.
Mm-hmm.
Sugar water. Oh, that's the only thing I can...
Water and sugar.
That's the first, like, when the little hobbits... Yeah, I thought...
I think it's Gandalf.
Well, that was the other thing. That was the only... Because I was theorizing before we even turned it on. I was like, Gandalf could show up because he's what? He's got to be like 1,000 years old.
He's the same. So Morgoth is a god. Gandalf is also a god. He's a Valar. He's the same.
What?
From my understanding.
He's just always been in different forms.
I think when they come to Earth, they're like they lose their power a little bit because they have to. I don't remember. I tried to read.
They become mortal in a certain way.
But they have to. They lose some of their power in order to become. Well, they're not human, but yeah, to become mortal. To set foot on the ground. I don't know.
To directly interact with Earth beings, they have to become part Earth being, I'm sure. So it's like, yeah.
So it seems to me like almost like the forest trying to balance itself out.
Yeah.
It's like if Morgoth is back, like the general spirit of the universe has to send someone to kind of compete with him.
Or maybe it's Gandalf himself. Like, oh, shit. Like,
right.
as a god, I'm looking down like,
shit,
I better go back down there, yeah. I wonder how many times he's been down there. Ooh. Couple.
I don't know, dude.
He's been down there.
Let me check something really quick. Yeah, so it doesn't say in like this quote-unquote official plot summary. It just says, meanwhile, a meteor streaks, blah, 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 lands and investigates the crater where it fell and sees a bearded man lying there. So I don't know if it's specific to what it actually is yet.
I kind of forgot that you actually see a being laying there. Just like
Terminator
fucking
style.
reanimated Austin Powers.
That Terminator, yeah. We're all looping together now.
There was like a
Mike Myers
T-1000
is in this show, right?
in the tree sculptures. There was just a T-1000. The liquid guy. Did you not see him?
Yes. That's her brother, but he was just like totally like, what's his face?
He just needed a police uniform, and you're like, oh shit, run.
Have you seen this boy? Wow.
That dude has made a fucking living just camo being.
Camo Bing?
I'm done talking here for a while.
Well, I'm gonna theorize that is Gandalf, but we'll see once we watch episode 2. When's the next one come out? That's my next question.
Next one's out, man.
The third one, I mean.
Next one's.
When is it happening? Okay. So Thrones.
Dude, Thrones never lets up. That's the beautiful thing about Thrones.
Yeah.
It just never lets up. The first episode, and I was trying to even remember what the fuck happened, which sounds bad because I just watched it. But I was like, okay, the first episode, everything's getting set up, and his son dies, and the queen. Mm-hmm. The second episode, he marries that chick, and that's kind of what happens. And his brother skips town.
Yeah.
The third episode jumps 2 years, and there's the hunt, and
they got a kid, baby boy.
The kids too. Aegon.
Spoilers. Sorry.
Aegon. Yeah, sorry. Aegon, the first of his name.
Second of his name.
Oh, is it? Mm-hmm. Wait, the king currently is Aegon?
No, it was Viserys, but his homeboy that came over and conquered Westeros was named Aegon. I think it
Okay.
was Viserys' grandfather or great-grandfather.
Was that the one that chose Viserys as king right at the beginning of the series?
No, that's Jaehaerys.
Okay, wow, you lost me.
See, I don't know how I connect with all of these names easily, but not the Lord of the Rings ones. Maybe
But
it's because I've
Aegon-
read it more. I don't know.
Aegon is also the Mad King, right? Aegon the Fifth.
No, that's
Maybe I look-
Aerys is the Mad
Aerys.
King. And then Jon Snow's birth name is Aegon.
But wasn't the Mad King's older brother who was at the wall also Aegon Targaryen?
No, Aemon.
See, what the fuck?
It's a bunch of AEs, dude.
Yeah.
Daenerys, Aemon, Jaehaerys, Daenerys.
What's Rhaenys? What's the daughter's name?
Rhaenys.
Rhaenys. She's badass, man. I'm very excited to see what happens to her, and I loved the poetry with the hunt,
Yes.
where
Yes.
her dad was doing just kind of the ritualistic part of it, and it was a fucking joke, and she went out and stabbed the shit out of a pig, and then saw the deer.
Yes.
It was beautiful.
Took all of her fucking aggression out on that stupid boar. That was brutal.
But then
best
also
way.
let the white deer or the white elk or whatever it was live, which was a very bold choice. Like she's like, okay, well, clearly this is an omen of some sort. Like I am of value somewhere, and I don't know. She's trying to find her place clearly because she's like, well, I am still rightful heir. And even my dad has been backing that several times to several different people. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
she
'cause
just
it's
still.
supposed- they said it that I can't remember what they called it. It wasn't a stag. It was something different. But that white stag is like the king of, pretty much the king of the land, basically.
Yeah.
The king of the forest.
And it
the
approached
fact that
her.
the fact that the white one showed up for her and not where
For father.
for her father, who they were trying to capture.
Or
yeah.
It wasn't even for her father.
She's the ruler.
Because that hunt was in regards to the
Yes,
son.
correct. Yeah, my bad.
So
They were getting the stag basically in honor of the baby, the 2-year-old baby.
But he again has said several times that he stands by his choice
Yeah, which
of having her as heir.
because he's kind of an idiot. So I was waiting to see
don't
how
know if
quickly he would go back on that.
I don't know how if an idiot. He's like
Maybe
very
that's the wrong
unsure.
word.
He's very unsure of himself. Like he's worried about making the wrong decision. Because he stands by his word.
Yeah, and he even admitted it too. I mean, she said, if you were doing what was best for the realm, you would have married this 12-year-old cousin of yours.
Yeah, and he's like, you're
And he was
right.
like, yeah, you're right. But your friend was really hot, so I wanted to bang her.
She was
So
bangable sooner.
At least he knows that and admits it. But
Yeah.
yeah, that decision is going to fuck everything up. Because his hand, he is a scheming bastard.
I agree.
He is going
I haven't liked him.
ruin shit.
Yeah. Well, and look at the heirs. We're already set up. So we have Aegon, the 2-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
We have, what's her name? Rhaenys? Rhaenys, who's the rightful by the king. And then if the king dies, his brother could be rightful heir.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got 3 potential heirs
Squabbling, dude.
squabbling. And the hand is going to be the one that takes the fuck over. We know that.
Well, yeah, and they set it up from the beginning. That's part of the voiceover at the prelude of episode 1. They're like, the biggest issue for House Targaryen is themselves.
Yeah, they're all fighting amongst themselves, and
Yeah.
everybody's going to die.
Rhaenyra is the main character. Rhaenys is, I think it's her aunt or her cousin that got skipped over in that very beginning.
Yeah. Who was...
The older Targaryen who's married to Corlys, who runs the ships, and he's fucking up the crab feeder guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
my bad.
badass.
He is a badass. Yeah, lots of confusing names, man. But
Yeah.
that's how
That dude...
they named people back in the day, so he got it right.
Oh, yeah. It's true.
So, yeah, man, it was great. So, what do you think of the whole battle at the end?
You know, well, so they're losing.
Yeah.
The king offers help, and he's like, fuck it, I'm just do it by myself right fucking now. And then he just walks over there and starts fucking people. I was like,
Yep.
all right, well, why don't you just do that from the first place?
Well, he's embarrassed that he needs help in the first place.
Dude, you have a fucking dragon.
Yeah.
How are you losing? You have a dragon and all the ships on Earth, and you're losing to crab.
Well, the dragons are doing a lot more than they did in season 7 and 8, which is good.
Oh, they're used like
They got
fucking
sniped out of the
tanks.
sky like instantly, but yes, the dragon
Also,
is doing work.
His dragon is really weird. It's got like hooks. It doesn't even have feet. Have you
Yeah,
noticed
and
that?
it's super long.
Yeah.
Like the neck, it's like almost like a snake.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. They all look
Not that they
different.
can't vary, because that's badass. I just wasn't ready. And every time I saw it flying around, I was like,
Damn.
is it fucked up, or is
Yeah, it's
that,
like
is that
kind of like doing a
it's
wave.
just like
sort of
waving?
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought that was insane. He was just so fucking enraged. He was like, I don't even care if I die, dude. I'm gonna go in and cut these people up, get my aggression out, and if I die, then I fucking die. I don't want to have my brother come in and help me. And then he almost does, but then the dragon shows up. And I don't know if they showed it at the end, but could you tell who was riding the dragon?
No.
When Damon was on the ground fighting, I could not tell who that was.
I just heard wee, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
I could not tell. I don't know who else is trained besides him and Rhaenyra, though, to go on the dragon.
Maybe there's an actual dragon like rider.
Well, they do
trainer.
have like those two. That old dude that's basically like the dragon keeper, dragon tamer, whatever
Maybe
you
it's
want to
him.
call it. So
What
that was
did you
cool.
What did you think of the time jump?
I
thought it was.
it hasn't
Go ahead.
been that drastic yet.
Yeah.
I think I like it. Then I believe the next one that we're about to get, maybe either in episode 4 or episode 5, is going to be even more extreme. Meaning, Rhaenyra and the Queen are going to have it's going to be new actors.
Oh,
Like they're going to switch actors. Like they're going that far enough forward.
so they're just gonna be like, yeah,
Which is a bummer because the girl playing Rhaenyra right now is fucking awesome.
yeah, she's yeah.
So I just want to like keep her. But I think they're trying to get through as much of the Targaryen history in a couple seasons as they can. Which if they just go, like week by week throughout the drama, they're not going to be able to move that fast.
It's a bold choice.
Yeah.
But like you said, you can cover so much ground, and to get everything is so rooted. Let's kind of reset. Game of Thrones is so rooted in the history and house history and family history that you almost have to do this. Let's go back. Stillborn, queen dies, the king's sick, he's gonna die. You know that there's gonna be a struggle, but let's just now that we've got all that laid out, let's get to the struggle. Like the king's gonna die. Mm-hmm. We know that. So let's jump, 5 years, and we've seen what's her name? Rhaenyra. Jesus, I'm never gonna get that. Rhaenyra. You see her on edge, and she's probably the most interesting character we've seen so far.
In this show, yeah.
And it's not even close, to be honest. I mean, the king's fun, the hand's fun, the brother's fun, but it's clearly focused on her. And should she wed? Should she fucking skip town and start her own shit? She's got a fucking dragon. Should she use that? Like, where should I fucking marry a Lannister? Like, I don't know.
Or my cousin.
Or my
Or homeboy suggests her brother, the 2-year-old.
yeah, I was like,
I mean, I knew the Targaryens did that, so it wasn't a huge shock. But I was like, fuck.
well, actual royalty did that in real life. So
yes.
that's why, yeah.
I mean, I know that's why it's in there. But I remember, like, in the history of Westeros, the Targaryens were the main ones that kept
Inbred
each other, and that's why 25% of them are fucking crazy.
Yeah, or die like immediately.
Yeah. So
I don't know,
fucked up.
man. I don't know. I love the whisperings of the Starks and the Wall, and they even said something to the effect of, if we build our armies, or if we, what was it? If she marries the black dude's daughter or son, they could have an army that rivals the North. And I was like, yes! Yes. It was something along those lines. Like they would have to go to extreme lengths to even rival the army of the North, and it made me so randomly proud. I was like, the Starks are up there just ready for fucked life. They're just ready for everything. They don't give a shit. If you want to come fight us up in Toronto? Fuck it, let's do this.
No
They don't-
clue, man.
No, they have no clue.
They're prepared for some shit you haven't even thought about.
But we see that play out in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Like no one has a clue. The Starks have a slight idea because they like live by the winter's coming, and they try to tell everybody else that. And until it fucking starts happening,
I
no
know.
one has a fucking clue until they go up there and they're like, "Oh shit, let's head south. This
Yep.
sucks."
Yeah. And I want to say it's recent that fact joined the Seven Kingdoms.
They're not part of it. Oh, you're saying recent as in the Game of Thrones?
In this show, it either just happened or it's about to happen.
I think
Because
it's about to happen.
I think they were separate, and then it was Aegon when he invaded. Again, we haven't seen Aegon. It's like Viserys' grandfather or whatever. But when he took over, I think that's when he kind of forced everyone to come together. Then the Starks came down and swore fealty, and then the North became part of the realm. But that makes sense. That's only like 50 years ago or whatever.
right.
So they still have like it's almost like its own country up there.
Yeah. Well, and that's what.
Fucking fly in here right now, dude.
And they even alluded to that like no one's the what do they say, the realms are too big to like control under one kingdom, like they just don't fuck with the North,
Especially they said that about the North. Yeah,
yeah
it's too wild,
don't
too
fucking go
wild
up
to
there.
control. Just leave it alone, dude.
You gotta have boots, snow boots. We can't afford snow boots for everybody.
You ain't got no boots, dude.
That's why. Oh my god, when Khaleesi was like, oh, we'll just sail west and fight the North, you're like, dude, everybody's wearing fucking cock straps. Like, you can't fight. You can't fight a war.
Yeah, the Unsullied just have like fucking Fruit of the Loom. They're
Exactly.
prepared for the desert only.
Yeah.
I would like to see some more of the realm. I will say that we've been very much just in King's Landing for right now.
I was actually during the hunt, I was saying out loud, I was like, dude, it's nice to be like in the middle of the woods, which is a weird saying because we get a sprinkle of
nice,
that.
But yeah,
We get a sprinkle of that when we're up near the Starks. What is it? Winterhold?
Winterfell.
Winterfell. Thank you. We get a sprinkle of that, but also, what's King's Landing has a tree with the face?
Yeah, the Godswood. Yeah.
I thought that was only in Winterfell. I thought they had like the sole one.
No, I think almost every castle has a weirwood tree. In addition to like a regular sept for the new gods. The old gods and the new. You got to include them all, man.
Yeah, let's just write them down.
It's been in there. No, yeah, because you see Sansa goes to that when she's in the capital, getting screwed over by the Lannisters. She goes to the Godswood. Yeah.
It is nice to like randomly recognize settings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, did you notice that point of view where they're looking out at that palace? That in one of the later seasons, Cersei blows up that palace with the religious cult, and Marjorie's in there, and
No, actually, I thought that too. It is. I'm trying to remember the name of it. You know when they bring the zombie to King's Landing, and they meet in that like rundown amphitheater or whatever.
Yeah.
It's that. That's where they store all the dragons.
But I thought that was the palace. 'Cause I thought that was the exact view that Cersei like looks out and watches the fucking thing blow up and then crumble.
I don't think that's been built yet. The Great Sept. I don't think it's even been built. I think the homeboy that it's named after is not even alive yet.
Because it just looked really familiar, and that's where my mind went, was when she blew that up. Or we were talking, what's the temporary king, Tommen, where he just walks out and kills himself. I thought maybe that was the setting. I was a bit confused.
Pretty much, like they fly right past the Red Keep, but yeah. Yeah, man.
It's fun having dragons around.
Yeah,
and
it's standard, you know. We're used to them now.
It's weird because I'm waiting for like the dragons just to not listen. Like all these humans, all these humans are like, you're not a high enough level Pokemon master that the Pokemon just starts ignoring you
You don't
and
have
just
the Earth badge, like
you don't have the Earth badge, bitch.
Yeah.
Go back.
Yeah.
You can't fireball. How about middle finger, bitch? You ain't getting this.
Yeah, it is weird to see because like Dany had like the eggs hatched and she just had to like make it up as she went. You know what I mean? But as they are now, they've been training these things for, hundreds of years. So they have it down to a science. It's like a pack of dogs or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is sweet.
I love the iconic animals tied to each. We haven't even seen a lion yet, but the stags, the boars. Is Baratheon a boar?
No, Baratheon's a stag.
Oh, it's the wolf. Sorry, wolf with Stark.
Yep.
Yeah.
The dire wolf. Yeah, I hope we get out of King's Landing a little bit more.
Well, I'm assuming this is where we're the launching point because the crab people are clearly on the other side of the fucking continent.
Crab people.
Also, what did you think of the crab? Like are they just humans? Like diseased humans or something? The crab people?
It's just the one dude that's fucked up.
Crab eaters? Yeah, he looks like a Batman villain. You're like, this dude is.
I was hoping we got a little bit of him. Why he's fucking doing this, or maybe
Any type of dialogue
before Damon cuts him in half.
He just kind of gurgled like a crabby, like, and you're like, what the fuck? Start shooting.
Yeah. I mean, it was a cool design, and he looked demented. I just wanted a scene so we could hear from him or something before he got halved.
Also, clearly they weren't all crab people. Was it literally just the leader that was like the crab dude?
He's not even
the crab eaters
stakes his enemies on the beach, and the crabs eat them. He's not a crab person.
Yeah, but he's fucked. But everybody else just looked like archers,
burned, though, or something. And he's got a mask on.
Yeah, I don't know.
He ain't half crab. His mom did not bang a crab.
He might have been. Well, we'll find out.
No, we won't. He's been halved.
He's been more than halved. He's been quartered.
He's done, man. That was brutal. And I was like, the fact that it was so brutal that he carried out the top half of his body, I accepted the fact that we didn't see it happen.
Yeah.
It just cuts and he walks out of the cave carrying his upper torso.
I'm glad you said that because it was badass, but also I felt like it was a weird cut. Because he goes running in and you're like, oh, yes, we're going to get like a confrontation. Then he just starts walking out and you're like, yeah, I get it. But do you know what show you're in? They show people getting cut every 3 seconds.
I almost want to say that I like it because crab feeder boy, dude, man, half crab person.
He doesn't matter.
He is not really a threat to the realm.
Anybody? No, he's not.
He starts something, and then it is the families doing with each other, and like, well, I want to help, but I want to get mine out of it, or I don't want to help you because it's going to lessen my house, or that is the real problem. So the fact that we actually didn't see like some epic duel, I think is okay.
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
I'm wondering where the story's going to go. I know that's kind of a very generic question, but it's just kind of wash, rinse, repeat. Everybody's fighting for the throne, and now we've got several different facts, several different families. I don't know. What I mean is like how is this going to actually be different than Game of Thrones? It's not. It's just in addition to, because it's all about the throne. Also, how badass was the throne being brand new and so sharp that it cut the fucker's hand? I was like, dude,
yes,
kind of a nice little touch, isn't it?
Yeah, people are happy because that's how it was that's how it was in the books. It was maybe even more dramatic in the books. So the fact that they kind of added that in just gave it some more danger, I guess.
But it was nice because it shows like the progression. Like obviously it's going to erode over time or rust and all that.
No, I think the kings were probably sick of cutting their fingers, so they fucking took those extra swords out.
Filed it down, bitch. I'm sitting on a flail over here.
It's like, I just want to be comfortable. I'm too drunk to sit on this
metal up your ass.
Of knives.
That's what Metallica is all about, the Iron Throne. Metal up your ass.
The Iron Throne. Yeah, man. Yeah, as far as like the...
Valerian blood. What does that mean?
Valerian?
Isn't that what they kept saying, that the black dude's family has pure Valerian blood? And that the...
Oh, yeah, that's where the Targaryens come from. Valyria.
Oh.
Old Valyria. So the Targaryens and the Valerians I know the names. It's confusing. They are pure from Valyria still.
Where is Valyria?
It's over in the east. It's destroyed by the time we get there in Game of Thrones. It's gone. So,
But it's still a thing now in House of the Dragon?
it's just ruins. It's just ruins. They're just kind of explaining where they came from. Remember when Jorah captured Tyrion and they were going through on the boat and they got attacked by those stone zombies?
Yeah.
They were going through Valyria. It was just ruins at that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Essos. So it's across the sea.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're the two houses in Westeros that are from Valyria. So it's like one layer away from inbreeding, I guess.
But Westeros is where we're at with King's Landing and Dick Dastardly Rock and all that.
Yep.
And then Essos is the other side of it with Dothraki.
Yep. And
So they're
Karth
actually
and
from the
Pentos
other.
and all that.
Wow. Okay.
Yep, originally. That's where it all goes back to Aegon. He just came over on his dragons and started fucking everyone up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still trying to catch up. Mm-hmm. There's a lot to know. Valeria.
Before that, you were saying, how's the plot going to be different enough from the original show? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is always a squabble over the throne, right?
They do. It's the hero's journey. We watch the same fucking thing over and over, anyways.
Yeah.
So, whatever. New characters, slightly different issues. We'll figure it out.
I think Viserys actually, when he says the prophecy to Rhaenyra, it's like the original series was about the White Walkers.
Yeah.
Song of Ice and Fire, White Walkers showing up, et cetera, et cetera. This one is about, I guess, the rise and fall of the Targaryens.
Yeah.
I assume by the time we get to season 3 or 4 or whatever, I think we will maybe eventually get up to the point where, I don't know if they would do that, like Star Wars, bringing some actors back, but like
That's what I thought with the time jumps. I thought, are they going to push it that far? Because that'd be very bold.
Yeah, maybe in like season 3 or 4 or something. If we wait a couple years and we get to the point where Jaime Lannister is on the Kingsguard and King Aerys is trying to burn everyone and he fucking walks away and stabs him.
No, where it's got to end is
That'd be cool.
Lyanna Stark or whatever, Liara Stark, is marrying and having Jon Snow.
Yeah.
That's where it literally should end. And like
Jon Snow gets
you
born.
hear Jon Snow's like as a baby crying, and then that's where it fucking ends. And you're like, I know that bitch. He doesn't want to be king.
That would be wild, dude.
It'd be a nice touch, but I
would
think
be
that's a
wild.
long stretch. We've got
Yeah,
150 years to fill in.
we'll see how good the show does and how long they are able to keep it going for.
Well, now I'm sad because that the younger actress who's playing,
Yeah, she's maybe got one episode left, which is a bummer.
God, yeah, she's badass, man.
She
I
is.
was excited to see more. But I assume an older version of her is just going to be even more badass. So ready. How does the T-1000 fit into all this?
Gandalf.
Yep. And the Beast Wars, they come down.
It came from the meteor. Hey, there's a meteor in Game of Thrones. Season 2, episode 1. The red meteor. Everyone's like, oh my god, the dragons are back. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So that's the Gandalf meteor. So whatever's west of Westeros, that's where the Lord of the Rings stuff is. That's where where the meteor fell.
You could legitimately make a world and just
Yep.
because they don't know each other. That the seas are too far. The dragons are too scared to fly that far. So like,
Yep.
and orcs could easily live in the Lord of the Rings.
You mean Game of Thrones?
You got
I
it.
think so. I think they could. Yeah. Yeah. So.
And all of
that
this
is-
happens in a lost planet in the Mass Effect galaxy.
Right, which is a separate galaxy from the Star Wars galaxy.
Yep.
Yep. We've just figured it out.
Which we already know the Star Wars galaxy is in another is a galaxy far, far away from our already galaxy.
Yep.
So Khaleesi's real.
Eventually, Disney will own all of these things, and it will just be a big multiverse. The Avengers show up. Khaleesi's back. The dragons. There's White Walkers. Ents are there. Sauron's fucking around.
I would like to see a
Luke
war between the
Skywalker.
Terminators and the dragons. The dragons.
Sorry, I hit my mic stand. I don't know, dude.
I think the Terminator's got him.
I think so too. Skynet over the
just start
Targaryens.
dropping atom bombs on everything.
Yeah.
Don't give a shit.
Unfortunately, I do think so. So yeah, no, I'm digging House of the Dragon, man. I'm very happy, very pleased, very excited, very very good. Waiting for Cassian Andor to come out.
Yeah.
It is September 21st, so we are just 2 weeks away.
2 weeks, man, and I'm so delighted that
It's
we
gonna
get
be-
3 fucking episodes up front, man.
And also, I'm reminding myself because I'm looking at the page right now. It's a 12 episode season. It's a real show.
It's an actual show.
It's a show. By the time we get to the end of the year, it's going to be so hard to keep up with everything because Game of Thrones is still going to be happening for a little while. Cassian's going to be going into like Thanksgiving, and then we're going to start having all of the like holiday video game stuff come out. Bad Batch Season 2 is supposed to come out at some point. We have fucking Black Panther. We have Black Adam. There's going to be so much crammed into winter season, fall and winter season.
Yeah. You know what's
Mind's already
sad?
blown thinking about it.
It's sad in my own head that like the Tom Holland Spider-Man, the Ronnie James Dio Iron Man, they're all gone. It's sad that we'd have to go back and watch old films because there's nothing forward. Well, potentially there is with Tom Holland, but
Yeah,
don't know.
I mean, I think we will come to feel that way about other characters in the future. That's
I'm
the
sure.
whole thing. It feels
I'm
that
sure,
way because
yeah.
we had, 10 years with Tony.
Well, we've also had such a high point of Marvel. We don't need to get into it, but it is kind of a weird lull, and I don't mean in a bad way, but it's in like a Middle Earth mystical way. I mean, with Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones hitting right now, there's a real lack of like science fiction per se.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And I'm not saying it's good or bad. It's just it's kind of weird because we've gotten away from the technological aspects of nerddom.
Yeah, which I think makes sense. It was a lot of high tech and military stuff
Well, even
in the first part of Marvel.
Even the newest Batman, they stripped it way the fuck down. The dude's driving around in like an '89 Camaro, and you're like, okay, well, starting from square one.
Now we're talking.
Now we're talking.
You think they'd ever go back and do a new Batman origin story, but set it in like the 70s or something?
Well, when is Joker supposed to be?
You know what? One of the things I love most about that movie,
I know there is no era.
they kept it vague enough.
It feels
It's
very
like
70s.
no one's using a cell phone, but also no one's using like a payphone, unless I'm remembering incorrectly. But I feel like they kept it enough where like you couldn't really pigeonhole it into like, oh, it must be 2010.
I'm trying to think of the Cars. I
Could be
think it
wrong.
was 70s. But the Cars don't. Well,
Or Gotham's
it-
poor and they just have old cars still from the 70s.
true, but that at least gives you a baseline. It can't be older than the 70s. So
Yeah. But I'm a big fan when they do like a period piece or something retro. So I wonder if they would like kind of do a new iteration of a superhero, but set it back in time.
I was trying to think of the technology because he watches that television and he's watching really old black and white stuff. So yeah, in my mind, I guess I just randomly think
I haven't
mid
seen it in a
70s.
while. I'm actually have to fire that up at some point.
It's so
Captain Marvel's the only thing that we did close to that, and that was set in the 90s. But that's not that far back.
It's not that far.
Oh, I guess Captain America is set in World War II. I apologize for saying dumb things.
Thank you.
I forgot. It's entirely set in the 40s. But
Wow.
you know what I mean. So, anyways, yeah, Cassian Andor, it's coming out. I'm excited. I can't speak the praises enough of the teaser they showed in the movie last week. Just the value, like the production value. I don't even want to say the acting so much, but the acting, the scenario, the staging, the everything. Just,
I mean, there's a
it's on
lot.
another level.
There's a lot that I'm excited for, but really, what's kind of launching itself to the highest of my priority, or my highest on my attention is Mon Mothma being a psychopath, badass.
And her and Luthen trying to figure each other out.
And she even sprinkles that in. Like, what does she say? She's like, I know I'm going to butcher it, but something along the lines of like, if they think I'm a bumbling idiot, then perfect, because they're not aware of what I'm actually doing.
Exactly.
And it's like, well, don't say exact because I'm way off, but something along those lines.
Quote for quote.
Yeah.
Word for word.
On top of it. Yeah, but it's like getting to that point where she's being the conniving, just to defeat evil, which is a crazy thing. You've got to almost go there. You're starting a war. That's what you're doing.
Dude, we were just talking about how much we love the politics in Game of Thrones. We're finally going to get it
We're finally going to get it.
in Star Wars.
In a creative, dramatic way. See, the weird thing is the prequels are great, but they didn't... The drama was very lacking. And I think purposefully, because, I mean, it was for children. You're not supposed to have to... Okay, this person knows this person who the blah, blah, blah. It was very surface level. I think we're finally going to get a little deeper... cut with the political game in Star Wars, which you've always wanted. I'm interested. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, and especially the senators and the Senate as it exists post Order 66, we've had rumblings about, but we've never really seen before.
Yeah.
Like even at the very beginning of Episode 4, Leia's like, the Imperial Senate will not still for this. Blah,
Yeah,
blah.
it's like
we've never seen it in action.
Yeah. Yeah. Where do people lose trust in it? Where is it like actually disbanded? When do the regional governors actually take effect? What do people think about the regional governors? What do people think about? Oh yeah, but it's nice. It's nice. Yes. I'm ready for it. Along those lines, I am still continuing to get through Rogue One, the novel. I read some pretty heavy pages recently, and I'm glad it wasn't in the movie, but it was a nice little splash of like heart-wrenching shit on Jeddah.
Tell me more.
Well, Krennic, first of all, the technology behind the Death Star gun is actually pretty unique, and the way they described it in the book it kind of blew my mind. So the dish throws all the green energy out front, and it kind of collects, and then there's a beam in the back of the dish that shoots that's not green energy. But it shoots basically a path for the energy to be released. So it builds up the energy, and then it shoots the path, and it kind of directs. So it doesn't actually like shoot per se. It's not like pointing a gun. It's like a collection of energy, and then it kind of gives it a path for the energy to be released towards a planet or whatever. Yeah. I thought that was kind of unique.
That is. They didn't just say like green laser blast.
Yeah, no, they got pretty technical. It was kind of nice.
I like that.
The few pages that they added were point of view experiences in Jeddah City when the Death Star shoots.
That's good.
And it was fucking heart-wrenching, dude.
I'm sure.
One of them was like a father was picking up his daughter from school, and they were like kind of, no, you can't do this, blah, blah, blah. And then like the green light came, and they were no longer, and you're like, what?
I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but I was tearing up through like the whole movie pretty much.
That makes for a good movie. It makes you feel shit.
I know. I was sobbing.
And there was another account that it went to that was kind of along the same lines. And then the last one, so there were three separate accounts. The last one was actually of stormtroopers just outside of Jeddah City. Mm-hmm. And they were calling in because they were supposed to be...
getting beamed up.
Yeah. They were supposed to be... rendezvousing with like a ship. And they call in. They're like, hey, we're here. Like, what the fuck's going on? And the commander, whoever that answers, says, okay, we're on our way. And then there's like a long pause. And they said, I'm sorry. And it cuts out. And then they literally watch the blast. And it knocks them over the recoil because it doesn't hit them right away. Mm-hmm. But the commander that's on the ground says, the rebels, they've done it. So they literally thought the rebels were blowing up Jeddah City. And then one of her stormtroopers says, I don't think that's the rebels. Jesus. As he looks up to the Death Star, and it wipes out, and it's like, I can't handle it, man. I can't handle it. Yeah.
See, and that's I have a fucking sense that kind of shit is going to play its way into this TV show.
People don't know who they're fighting for. Yeah, you think you're doing the right thing, and then you turn your back, you're like, oh, that's my boss? The devil that's killing things?
Yeah, try looking at the Death Star and thinking that's not an Imperial design.
Well, and even...
That's pretty much us.
There was a couple sentences in there that Krennic felt the like animosity of a lot of the commanders on the Death Star that were pulling the buttons or pulling the triggers and doing all what it took to shoot the gun. And he said, I think some of these people are starting to realize what they're actually doing, but they know better than to like say something.
Right.
Because they will be killed immediately, so they kind of just do it.
Yeah.
And it was like, fuck. It's that Boondock Saints quote.
Years, the Empire's is starting to fall apart.
It's that Boondock Saints quote that like evil. There's always going to be evil men, but the evilest shit is the indifference of good men when you don't do anything or don't say anything.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm
That's
feeling
what makes
it.
Bodhi's character so awesome.
Yeah, because he's doing it.
And Galen, yeah.
And that's what all of Rogue One, K2, Cassian, they're all doers. Like, I'm sick of this squabbling. It's nice. It's nice.
Fucking love it, dude.
Dude, I think that, and that stormtrooper point of view, I was like, dude, she fucking thought it was the rebels.
That's crazy. I would love to see that spin off into like some weird side project where there's rumors about the Death Star. No one knows.
That's literally what Rogue One
I guess
is.
It's only active for. No. I mean, like outside of
A planet killer.
just like what all the troops are thinking. But
Yeah.
I guess the Death Star is only around active for like a couple days.
A couple days.
Seriously.
Well, it blows Jeddah
Fires on
City up,
Jeddah
it blows
City.
Scarif, and it blows Alderaan up.
Right, and then it gets blown up.
Yeah, true.
But how long is A New Hope? It takes place over like a couple days. That's it.
Who knows?
5 years. Time jump. Mark Hamill.
Just throw it random. Wookiees, Ewoks, and Jar Jar.
Ewoks. I haven't seen that in a while. I'll have to watch that. It's so
man.
funny. Yeah, man. That's pretty much everything I've been doing. Trying to catch up on
Yeah.
these shits.
Yeah, I haven't bought the TMNT game yet. I will, and that's a good point. You mentioned that if you want to do multiplayer, you better buy it on the Xbox. I thought it'd be
think
nice
so.
as a side scroller for Switch. Maybe I'll just fucking buy it twice. I don't know. Whatever. It's not that funny.
They give you a free pizza if you buy it twice. They should. Oh man, do you remember?
What a
the-
marketing genius you are.
I know the promos back in the day. I remember the VHS I had of TMNT started with the Pizza Hut commercial. I remember it vividly. It was like a baseball game, and then the guy gets like a home run, and then they run to the pavilion, and they all have Pizza Hut after the game. And then the movie starts. I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude! I need some pizza right now."
Yeah. Pause the fucking VHS. we gotta order. Mm-hmm.
Pizza kind of marks important moments in life. You remember where you are when you had a good slice of pizza. Birth of a child.
It's no
Post-wedding
longer
celebration.
booze. It's no longer music.
Nope,
Dude,
it's pizza,
the za, bro.
The Zabra.
Remember that one time?
Controls all.
Remember that one time? Stuffed crust? Yeah. It's a great time.
That's the way I try to live my life. I don't know about y'all. But I try to have as much pizza as humanly possible. Just kidding.
As humanly possible. Yeah. We've been watching...
You would die if you eat pizza every day.
No, you'd just be happy. We've been watching... So I don't know if you know what Pluto TV is. I think it's a free TV service, but...
Never heard of it.
Like I said, I think it's just a digital free TV service. But
Oh,
they
like
literally...
Fubo and that kind of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like a full streaming thing, and they have specific channels to specific cartoons. Like there's Totally Turtles, which is TMNT,
What?
different versions of TMNT 24/7.
That's
There's
awesome.
a Transformers TV that's 24/7 Transformers, and there's like Dora, the Explorer TV, all of it. So we've been bouncing between Transformers and TMNT, but it's pretty wild, man. It's fun.
I didn't know that existed.
Pluto TV. It's with the TV that I recently bought, just kind of in the playroom. And so I went to scan. Like obviously, I can go to my streaming services, but I went to the TV input instead.
It's like a smart TV. It's got like the apps built
Yeah.
into it. Or whatever.
Yeah. So I just clicked TV, see what popped up, and it just 400 channels popped up, and I was like, oh shit.
How is
Well,
cable still a thing?
That's
When
free.
shit like this, I know.
Yeah.
When shit like this exists, like how's cable even?
I mean, it's loaded with commercials, but it's like children's commercials. So all it is promoting other cartoons, pizza, and
Happy Meals.
toys.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like,
I
fuck, I'll
hate
watch this.
commercials.
Those commercials aren't bad because most of it is just promoting the other
No, dude.
shows.
I can't.
Doesn't
I
bother me.
can't do it. Even when I'm not watching like the show, like when my wife is watching something and I'm just like gaming on the side, if it's on Hulu, there's commercials just like a regular like cable TV or
Oh,
whatever.
Jesus,
It's
you need to upgrade your Hulu.
It's every 10 minutes, like 3 commercials back to back. And
Pay the
it's
extra
almost-
$3.
No, dude, here's the trick. If you get the Hulu with no ads, certain shows are going to have ads no matter what. We tried it. Depends on the network.
I've never seen an ad on my Hulu.
No, we tried it. Trust me.
You're hammered.
Nope. Not hammered enough.
Yeah.
Certain networks on Hulu are going to show you ads no matter what.
Certain networks.
Yeah, because you know how like you have like ABC and NBC and Bravo and like you can like look at the network on Hulu as if you're going to like a channel. So some of them, depending on like how popular the shows are, they just have ads all the time. Doesn't matter.
I've never noticed.
It's
All I watch is
fucking-
Jersey Shore and
Obnoxious, dude. I hate it. But anyways, even if I'm not paying attention, the fact that the ad comes up and I have to hear them say the same goddamn Pfizer commercial 4 times in a row drives me nuts, dude.
insurance. Buy insurance. You're like, dude,
No,
do I
Geico.
go? No, Geico.
Limu Emo, get the fuck out of here.
That's
I
one that
already
pisses
have
me off.
insurance.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll say that I did enjoy commercial wise was those Progressive, or maybe it was Allstate, but it's when you're becoming your parents. Like,
Oh, those
no
are
one
actually
can save
kinda
you from
goofy, yeah.
Becoming your parents, those are funny. Everything else is like, dude. No.
But that doesn't make me want to buy insurance. Like
No, I hated this commercial break a little less. That's the net result.
that's what I'm gonna call Progressive and be like, your commercials were pretty good. I want to buy all of your insurance. What do you got for me?
I was so inspired by this commercial break on Hulu.
Do you guys the ones with the caveman? No. Do you know who that is? I'm gonna buy them.
I take action on commercials when it's something that I already have heard about, and then the commercial is kind of like reminding me. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, I should probably order one of those, and I forget about it, and then the commercial pops up. I'm like, oh yeah. That's like the only time I think any of them have ever worked. I wish they were better at like targeting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like show me commercials for
Dude, movies. New
Board
movies,
games.
new shows, board games,
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of things I'm interested in. New types of coffee,
toys,
different
collectibles.
IPAs.
Yeah.
Targeting sucks. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna rant about commercials. It's
Hair
so funny.
products.
Yeah. Backwards hats.
New vinyls. Old vinyls.
Vinyls is one of the few things that I think do not need to advertise at all.
Lawn care. I just
HVAC systems.
HVAC. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Anyways, I guess what I was going was I pay for YouTube Premium and I pretty much only watch that and HBO. So I am not used to seeing commercials. And when I see them, I fucking rage.
Yeah. I get livid on YouTube. Because when I go to YouTube, I'm 99% of the time listening to music. And if it fucking interrupts a song, I just start chucking things at children.
YouTube Premium, dude. Make it a thing.
I have it. But sometimes I'll get logged out. Sometimes I get logged out on certain platforms, and
I know
I'll
what you
notice
mean,
it
yeah.
immediately, and I'll just start raging until I get logged back in.
What do you got?
The albums that I've got, a lot of them come with posters. Have you
Oh,
not
yeah?
come with that? Like, here's a nice Pink Floyd one.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, I've been noticing that. So if you don't buy the super cheap ones, they come with more art and stuff.
I think my Colors too has something in it. I haven't really busted it out though.
Some of them are just kind of weird. Like this is a Pink Floyd one, and it's just
Hell yeah.
they're just like
I have that on my wrist.
pyramids.
I want that. If you don't hang that up, I'll take it.
Can't.
Damn it.
That's
I
Scarif.
got a poster for you.
That's Southern Scarif.
Remind me to bring a poster
Yeah,
this weekend.
bring it. I got your stickers. You got to pick them up.
I got a sticker for you too, actually. Well, it's for your wife.
You can have this one.
Yes.
Stupid.
I need one for my truck and one for my computer. It's very important.
Stupid. Or do you need the UHF?
One of each, I reckon.
You got excited over here.
I'm getting into slap happy territory.
I think I literally ordered way too many of these because I've got like, I just got stickers ass. What? What?
Stickers ass.
All right. Going sticker crazy over here.
Sticker
I feel like a child, dude.
child.
But I love stick. I've got toolboxes and shit like that I can throw stickers on. And now that I just went full bore with the my desk,
Yeah.
just throwing stickers on it. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah,
Fuck
dude.
it.
Stickers are the way, man. Once
And
I took
Etsy's-
the leap, back in the day, I try to keep my computers pristine.
Mm-hmm.
But once I took the leap and put one sticker on my computer like 6 years ago, it's just been game over since then. I just want them on everything. They're on the back of my car. I want them on the fucking storage file cabinet thing over here.
Front of
It's on
your
the
child.
fridge at home. It's on my child's face. So I remember this one's mine. Got a
Yeah.
sticker on it just to remember.
This one's mine.
All right. Well, this was episode 312.
312.
We're still doing this podcast.
We're still doing this podcast.
Happening. It is.
We appreciate everybody. We do, and I know we don't say that enough. We've got some longtime fans out there that have been with us for far too long, honestly.
Way too long.
Deadpoolio, I'm looking at you. I feel like you jumped in at like episode 9,
Yeah.
and I know I'm forgetting others, but
I don't know what
Yeah.
we did to make this a thing, but
yeah, we're not
Yeah.
getting sentimental because we're stopping. But no, it's just a thanks. We do appreciate it.
I've watched Rogue One too many times. I'm just weeping constantly.
It hurts.
If the Death Star blew up my planet, I would want to spend it next to all of you danguses
Yeah, except for Riley.
while I watch the Earth curl back on itself.
Yeah, with a za, we gotta have za.
Gotta have a za.
Gotta
Yes.
remember.
Yes, and some liquid death.
Yep.
But yes, thanks everyone for listening. We do appreciate it. It's fun to shoot the shit with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I would like to do? I'm just going to put it out there. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it would be fun to do a live event again at some point.
We should just try to put together a live event with everybody. No,
Yes,
I mean
have
like
people
a getaway.
attend a live event.
A getaway. We should do
Yes.
yes. Something. I
We
know
talked
it's
about doing something during the next celebration instead of going to celebration,
Is this
because
supposed to be in
sometimes
Europe
it's
this year?
expensive and complicated. Maybe doing a little shindig while it's going on, so we can still kind of like see all the new
Yeah.
updates together.
next year.
Yeah,
It's slotted
it's
for
in-
Europe, right?
It's in London, yeah.
Maybe
Which would be
that's
fun to go to. I mean, I've
it'd
been
be
wanting
the-
to go to UK. But
yeah, but it also might be a good year to try that.
yeah. So
Take a couple long weekend.
block off all of April in your calendars.
Is that what it's supposed? It's. Let's see the dates here.
Yeah, it's second. I think because it's happening right after my child's birthday.
May 26th through to May 29th. Oh, that's 2022. Let's see, 2023.
April 7 to 10.
April 7th to the 10th. Tickets.
So yeah, we going to make maybe something happen. We shall see.
Probably won't, but let us know.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Somehow. Dude, I know we said that before the podcast started, but that's the worst quote in Star Wars.
I hate it. I despise it. Makes me happy.